Divine for healer, Fiend Hunter for physical range DPS, Duelist for melee DPS, and Elder for magical DPS. Please remember that if you are the only caster in your party, you will be the Cure 4 caster. You'll be bringing Cure 4, and you'll be the healer for your party. That heal also gives a bravery buff. Range DPS is Fiend Hunter. Please have the pure essence for your role. I'm gonna go ahead and unlock the slots once again. But please have the stuff for your role. Additionally, please make sure you have the actions that you need. My holster sheet is in the announcements for the run. So please make sure that you have the necessary actions. They should be in bold. Healers, go ahead and have the conversation between your other healer who is bringing steal, who is bringing spell. If you are solo healing and you are not comfortable solo healing, ask one of your DPS to be a pseudo healer. That means that they will bring reflect, as well as they'll be reflecting for the party, and they will also have steal or spell. If you are comfortable solo healing or solo tanking, do not feel pressure to get a pseudo healer. Also, gonna go over some quick background information for DRS. Inside DRS, there is a raise restriction. If you die, you cannot be raised normally. Oh my god, we're almost filling up. Inside DRS, you cannot be raised normally. The number one way you will be raised is with a re-raiser. You will activate one of the cache, and if you die, there is a 70% chance for you to get back to life. If you die, please never AFK. If you do die in a death wall, please make sure you walk out of the death wall and then pop a new re-raiser. If you die and you're not in a death wall, just immediately pop a new re-raiser. Re-raisers are the number one way that you will be resurrecting inside DRS. Josie, okay, perfect. I'll put you as a fizz battery for Queen's Guard, since we do have a Reaper duelist. Yeah, please make sure that you have re-raisers. Past that, healers can also arise with the action Lost Arise, as long as they have a pure essence of the Divine on. This is a 10% chance to work with each cast, and it can be very frustrating to run through like 50 arises on one person. Please make sure that you are popping re-raisers and resolving mechanics, as Arise has a very low % chance to work. If the fight goes on long enough, we make it Limit Break 3. This is reserved for healers only. Healer Limit Break 3 is one of the best ways to raise people who are dead on the ground. Please make sure that you save Limit Break 3 for healers, and healers only. Additionally, please make sure tanks that you have Ether Shield discuss with your co-tank who is Ether Shielding. For example, in my party, I am telling my co-tank that I will be Ether Shielding. Please make sure you have the discussion on which healer is using Steal and Spell, and which tank is bringing the main Ether Shield. All tanks should have at least one Ether Shield in their bag, just in case, but one tank will be primarily using the Ether Shield while one will not. Okay, so for your holster, please do not put pure essences in your holster. What you're going to do is you're going to have a pre-pop holster. That is going to be your two starting actions. For me it is Blood Rage and Font of Power, as well as a pure essence and a re-raiser. When we go in, you're going to activate a pure essence, you're going to activate a re-raiser, and you're going to slot in 2 actions. Once you do that, you're going to go to your holster and fill it up with actions for the run. You will not need more pure essences, you will not need more re-raiser. Or you may need more, you will need more re-raisers, but you will not need more pure essences. You will not need 10 of them in your holster. Please only bring like 3 or 4 re-raisers at most. As main tank, no, because I will be main tanking Queen. Past that,
Does it just say lost font of skill?
yeah, no, I'll be main tanking Queen, don't you worry. If you want to try main tanking Queen, bring a lost font of skill, but I'll have BR. I'll also have skill issue just in case, so... It's up to you. Let me know if you do want to maintain Queen, because if you do, then I will get rid of my skill issue. But yeah, please make sure you have the necessary actions. I'm gonna do a ready check. This is to make sure that you have a pure essence, a re-raiser, and your necessary actions. Please make sure you have them. If you don't have them, say something in Alliance chat. There are vets who are willing to give them to you for free. GIF unrelated. Please make sure that you have all your stuff. That's fine. If you need them, you can ask around. I'm sure there's a vet who is willing to give them to you. 8 re-raisers should be enough, yes. I ask that you have at least 10, just in case we do have to re-instance multiple times, but 8 should be fine. One other very important thing in DRS is to please make sure that you use your lost actions. They are there for a reason. There's a reason I ask you to bring several Cure Force, several Fonts of Magic, Fonts of Power, and that is because they are there to be used. You'll be using actions on everything except the first encounter, Slimes and Golems. Once that encounter is over, please make sure you are using all your lost actions. Are there any questions about how to use your lost actions? Okay, I'm gonna run a hard ready check, and by that I mean I'm gonna try and queue us in. Please make sure you are the job you want to go in on at this time. If you are not ready, please do not click commence. But if you are ready, please click commence, tab back into your game. We have 45 of 46 in voice chat, that is good enough. Please tab in and click commence if you are ready. There's an appraiser and a cache inside. Okay, I'm gonna queue us back in once again. If you do not have the fragments for what you need, please say something now. It is in the holsters that you should have read before joining. It is in the recruiting thread. It's in the recruitment post I linked you to. Let's see, you are a caster. What that means is that you will need at least 5 to 6 Cure Force, a couple Fonts of Magic or Chain Spell, 2 Light Curtains, and then as many Re-Raisers and Ether Kits as you need. Okay, go ahead, slot your actions. You'll need a full set of charges. Pop your Pure Essence and Re-Raiser. Please make sure you do not touch the glowy pads. The glowy pads are bad and will send you down with no way of getting back up. Please do not touch the glowy pad. Once you have popped your Pure Essence and Re-Raiser, go down to the Lost Finds cache. Golem Perceptor is Carter Valentine. Carter Valentine will be percepting everything, except for Golems and Trinity Seeker.
Limes.
Slimes and Trinity Seeker. Go ahead, go to your Lost Finds cache. Make sure to fill back up on actions. You should have 80 or 99 weight. Make sure you are bringing all the necessary actions. Tank should have Shell and Ether Shield. Once you have all your actions, please go back to the waymark for your party. A through D is A through D, 3 is E, and 4 is F. Please go stand on your party's waymark. Please make sure you do not touch the glowing jump pad. No, you will be popping re-raisers at the start. Please make sure you have a Pure Essence and re-raiser active. Please make sure you have a Pure Essence and re-raiser active. Those are not the holsters I use. Please don't link those. The holsters I use are very different from those. These are the holsters you'll be using. It's all good, but these are linked in the recruitment post and I do expect them to be followed. Please make sure you have a Pure Essence and Re-Razor active. We do have one DC and A. Once your whole party is ready, please step back to your markers. Once your whole party is on your marker, please run a ready check and put it in Yell chat if it succeeds. Party B and D are ready. Perfect. Yep, we're waiting on 1 and A, who is currently DC. B, D, and F are ready. Waiting on Charlie and Alpha. Okay, we are waiting on 1 DC and Alpha. Once again, please take this time to make sure your cache is full. Make sure your holster is at a full 99 or 80 weight. If you do not have a full holster, please go pack more light curtains, pack more re-razors, pack more ether kit, pack more rises, pack more whatever. Please make sure you have enough actions for whatever you need, as once we drop down, we cannot come back to this cache. This cache, once we drop down, is forever lost to us. We cannot return like in normal mode. Okay, they currently have a storm. I'm gonna wait until 17 pass. Um Yes, please make sure you are moving your character around once every 5 minutes. In DRS, as other instances, there is a 10-minute AFK timer. If you are AFK tapped out for 10 minutes or longer, you will be kicked from the instance with no way of getting back in. Please make sure to wiggle around every 5 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna give them another minute or so. Please make sure to go to your Lost Finds holster. Make sure it is full. As a reminder, Carter Valentine will be your Golems lead for today, and I will be your Slimes lead for today.
Hi.
Even if you are a Crystal person, I'm gonna be doing Primal Slimes because I like it more, so please make sure you are paying attention to explanations. Primal Slimes, my beloved.
Holy shit. Part of me hopes we re-instance now.
Um, but yeah. Okay, it is 15 past. If you're in parties D and F, please walk forward and jump down on the jump pad. If you're in parties A, B, and C, please walk down and jump on your jump pad. You're going to be walking straight down. If you're on the golem side that is parties D and F, please drop down one voice chat to DRS East to listen to Carter call. If you're on this side, you should be on parties A, B, and C. Only parties A, B, and C should remain in this voice chat. I don't actually have the primal markers, so I'm gonna have to set them up manually, but... Okay. Those are not quite the primal ones. We're gonna be doing 1, 2, 3, and 4. A and B. Can please everyone step away from the markers real quick? Okay, I need one tank on 1, 2, 3, and 4. One tank on 1, 2, 3, and 4. Should be one more tank here. Can I please get you on 1, 2, 3, or 4? Perfect, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna put the markers back real quick. Please make sure you are not messing with the markers, as this is very important. Okay, can I please get a tank or melee DPS on A and B? Can I please get a tank or melee DPS on A and B? Alrone, perfect. Can I please get one healer on 1, 2, 3, and 4? Need a healer on 3. Perfect. Okay, everyone else, please split evenly between the rooms. Please split evenly between the rooms. There should be about 2 to 3 DPS in each room. Please do not go on A or B. Please just go to 1, 2, 3, or 4. Asher, can you please go to 4 for me? This looks pretty even otherwise. I see 3 DPS there, like 3 or 4 there, 3 or 4 there, 3 or 4 there. Okay, perfect. So, welcome to Slime. Slimes is considered the harder of the 2 barracks encounters, so please make sure you listen up, as there's a lot of things that, if done slightly wrong, will just wipe the raid. With every wipe, we do have to re-instance, and that is another pure essence and re-raiser the entire raid is forced to use. So please make sure you're paying attention and locked in for this encounter. So, I'm going to explain tanks and healers real quick. If you're a tank, your job is to pull the first 5 slimes for your room. What I'm going to do is I'm going to call the tanks in order. Tank 1, which is Jin. Tank 2, which is Kuroro. Tank 3, which is Rin. Please jump for me, thank you. And tank 4, which is Dorman. I'm gonna say tank 1 pick up your slimes, tank 2 pick up your slimes, tank 3 pick up your 3 slimes, and tank 4 pick up your 3 slimes. Once all rooms have their 3 slimes, please make sure to take your slimes back to your pad to merge. We don't want them in the middle of the hallway, as they could absorb other slimes and cause a wipe. Once all 4 rooms have their 3 slimes, I'm gonna start saying tank 1 pick up 2 slimes. Please make sure you are taking 2 slimes and not 3. And then I will say for tanks 2 and 3 to pick up 2 slimes each. Please make sure you are not fighting over slimes. If you see someone else aggroing a slime, please let them have it. Once that is done, I will say for tank 4 to pick up their 2 slimes, and then for healer 1 to take their slime. Healer 1 is the healer in the 1 room. Once that is done, for the final wave, I'm going to ask for healers 2, 3, and 4 to each grab a slime. At that point, all rooms should have 4 stacks of a health boost on their golem, as well as 1 slime sitting in the corner of their room. Once this is confirmed, I will say to merge. That means that the tank will provoke their slime that the healer is holding through the slime that they are holding on the button. I will give a countdown 3, 2, 1, provoke, and you will pull your slime through the middle. Please do not leave the room until you see them fusing. Please make sure they are on the button at this time, as if it's not on the button, that is a wipe. Now, things in the hallways, that is myself and Alrone. There are going to be Boshan soldiers that spawn at the north and south. These are going to do AoEs that give a ruin stack and knock away slimes. Please make sure to aggro these so they don't go to rooms. It's also very important for tanks not to use self-healing. Please don't use Clemency, please don't use Equilibrium. As if those are cast, there is a good chance that you've ripped aggro off of the hallway tanks. Charmon, I hope that is them rejoining. Okay. If you are a DPS in the room, your job is to grab aggro on the red slimes that will spawn. The red sanguine clots will need to be pulled to the far corners of your room. If you're in room 1, you're gonna go to the far northwest corner. Room 2 will go to the far northeast. Room 4 to the far southeast, and room 3 to the far southwest. Please attack the slimes once they are tethered to you and pull them back. Once that happens, please kill the slimes. With 3 DPS in each room, there should not be a need for lost actions, so please hold off on using your lost actions, as we want to use those charges for the actual bosses that have a DPS check. If you are falling behind on killing slimes, please do use your lost actions, however, as it is more important to prevent a wipe than to have a little bit more damage going forward. Past that, once I have called for the fusion to happen, that is the 3, 2, 1 provoke, I will ask everyone to run to the far corner. You're going to want to run out to the north and to this part of the hallway. Please stand in the far corner of it so that you do not get hit by the ruin stacks the slimes will kill. Alternatively, I believe you can also go like down here. Or wait, let me put that in yellow. I believe you can also go down here, but I wouldn't risk it. Please just go to the north part of the hallway and get away from the fusing slimes that will do a big, huge AoE that gives a ruin stack. One final thing to note is that there are traps in each of the rooms. Each of the rooms has a chance to have an explosive or poison trap in them, and there's a guaranteed explosion trap in the middle of the hallway. Please wait for your preceptors to find the trap. We know that there's a trap in the southeast room, that is room 4. There's a trap in the middle of the hallway, and there's a trap in one of the north rooms. If you wish to invuln sweep that, and you have a pure invuln, I'm fine with that, but please don't do it if there are other people nearby. Please make sure you don't enter your rooms until it is percepted or swept. Are there any questions on the slime side? If not, please run ready check. If you have a question, please say no to the ready check in your party. Mid, north, southeast, perfect. I see beta ready, I see alpha ready. Okay, that is slime side ready. Are there any questions about the slime side? At this time, tanks, please turn on your tank stances. You will need your tank stance to hold aggro on the golems. Please make sure your tank stances are on. Summoners can summon their carbuncles, scholars their fairies, sages set their cardia, etc., etc. Additionally, please refrain from using large AoEs. Please don't use stuff like White Mage's Size, Astrologian Earthly Star, or Dancer Dance inside once we start. As those can easily aggro golems and those can easily aggro slimes and pull them every which way. Contra 6, yeah, that's fine. That's not a large AoE. Just anything that would, like, be very big, like 20, 30 heals. Additionally, once again, tanks, please do not use self-healing. And no one should be going through the middle of the hallway unless they are pulling their slimes. Everyone should run through the middle once to get to their positions, and then go to their room and stay in them. On Crystal, you may be used to hallway strat where you pull them out to the hallways, but we are not doing that. We'll be keeping the slimes in the corners of the room and killing them there. Once again, this is finicky. We may mess up once or twice, and that is fine. This is a learning process, and I do not expect perfection even from vets. I would never expect from vets what I cannot do myself. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and say slimes ready. CD incoming. I'm gonna do a 30-second countdown. Please do not touch the entrance to the barracks until I open it. Please make sure to not go ahead of your preceptor, Alrone. Do not go into your room until it is precepted or swept. As a reminder, there are traps in the southeast 4 room, one of the middle rooms, and in either the 1 or 2 room. Please make sure your tank stances are on. Alrone, go ahead and precept. I'm gonna sweep the southwest room, or southeast. Tank 1, pick up your slimes. Tank 1, pick up your slimes. Tank 1, pick up your slimes, pull them to your room. Tank 2, get ready. Tank 2, get ready. Red slimes are out, kill them. Red slimes are out, please go in your rooms and kill them. Tank 2, pick up your slimes. DPS into your rooms, do not pull them out. DPS into your rooms, kill your slimes. Tank 3, get ready. Tank 3, pick up your slimes, pull them to your room. Tank 4, get ready. Tank 4, please get ready to pick up your slimes, pull them to your rooms. Tank 4, pick up your slimes, pull them out. Tank 1, get ready. Tank 1, get ready. Tank 1, get ready. You are pulling back 2 slimes. Tank 1, go pull back 2 slimes. Tank 1, please pull 2 slimes for me. Tank 2 and 3, get ready. Tanks 2 and 3, get ready. Go to your doorways. Pull out 2 slimes. Pull back 2 slimes. Tank 4, get ready. Kuroro, you missed a slime. Please pull it back. Tank 4, get ready to pull 2 slimes. Tank 4, pull 2 slimes. Healer 1, pull 1 slime. Healer 1, pull 1 slime. Healer 1, please pull 1 slime. Healers 2, 3, 4, please pull back 1 slime. Healers 2, 3, 4, please pull back 1 slime. Please let me know once all rooms are at 4 and holding. All rooms should be at 4 and holding. 3 is at 4 and holding. 4 is at 4 and holding. Southwest is at, north is at 4. Okay, at this time, tanks target the slime your healer has. Please target your slime and provoke in 3, 2, 1, provoke. Provoke your slime, pull it through. Please do not leave until you see fusion casting. Please do not leave until you see fusion casting. Once you see fusion, run out through the north. Once you see fusion, run out through the north. Run out through the north to the far corner. Run out to the north through the far corner. Healers, if you see someone falling behind, please rescue them. Healers, if you see someone falling behind, please rescue them. Get into the far corner. Northeast is probably fine. Get to the far corner. No, you cannot fall off. You can just run into the corner and be fine. That is very nice job on the first try slimes. Look at that. There you go. Go and take the jump pad. Make sure no one is dead. I am going to kick this person from party, unfortunately. Primal Slimes really is the future, huh?
So easy.
Okay, at this point, please grab your 2 chests. Grab your 2 chests. Why am I target to ignore? Okay, at this time, can I have a Raven Colony to the front? Perfect, thank you. Do you want off tanks or do you want to invuln the first buster?
I can invuln it.
Okay, perfect. Do I have someone in Party F who can join Party A for me so that we are already full 8 at 8?
I would send Josie.
Okay, please have them drop party and say something in Yell chat.
Yeah, Josie, if you can drop and go over to a party.
Okay, perfect. Okay, welcome to Trinity Seeker. Real quick, if you're new, can you please come jump on me real quick? Just come jump on the plus sign. If you are totally new and this is your first time. Carter, I don't believe you. Nor do I believe you either.
There are so many people.
Yeah, I do not believe half of these people, but yeah. Still looks like a good amount of first time. Yeah, I think our duelist is probably new. I'm sure they'll do great. Yeah, I recognize like half the people who are jumping in that stack, so... Izumi is very fresh. I'm sure they're very ready to get their dog for the first time. Okay, so welcome to Trinity Seeker. Trinity Seeker is the first of the bosses that we will be facing. From this point forward, we will be using lost actions. Please use your lost actions as the content is balanced around it. Yeah, this is my first time this week on Crystal, so I'm very scared. I'm ready to get my dog. But please make sure that you have your lost actions ready to be used. You should also be using raid food and potions, so please make sure you're using raid food. I'm personally using baked eggplants, carrot pudding is also fine, as well as raid potions. Tanks will use strength, like melees will mostly use strength, you know. Use your raid pots, use your raid food if you brought them. Past that, there are a lot of really fast mechanics on Trinity Seeker. I call these either boss relative or with markers, so I might say something like front for 2, back for 2. That means you're gonna see 2 slashes on the boss, and then you're gonna go to the front. But yeah, my calls are mostly boss relative or marker relative, so I'll tell you either to go out towards a marker, stay in towards a marker, go behind a barrier, go in front of a barrier, stuff like that. I am calling the safe spots as well. So if you hear me say go towards something, that is the safe spot. If I tell you to go away from something, that means get away from there. My calls are very literal, and most of the things in this fight will be taught through it. Just remember that in this fight, the orange is bad. If you are standing in orange, you are already probably too late. So when I tell you to move quickly, that means to move before there is orange there, not after. There may be times where I say to wait to get out of the orange, and in those cases it is safe to wait. If you're ready, please come jump on the plus sign. Raven Colony will be our main tank today, so if you are not Raven Colony, turn off your tank stance. Please turn off your tank stances now. That's not turning it off, Knight. Thank you. That's also not turning it off. Please turn off your tank stances. It looks like we are just waiting on Carter, on Sarah, and on Karu. Once you're ready, please step forward across the purple line. Sarah, are you ready? If not, then that's perfectly fine. You can wait a second. But yeah, this fight is very similar to normal mode, just a lot faster, and mechanics are combined. So you'll often go one mechanic into another with no time for rest. Please be ready to resolve mechanics as they are called. I see Sarah is ready. I see Carter is back. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna do a 30-second countdown. Please do not pull early. Please be ready to do big openers with tinctures and food. Please use your raid food. As a reminder, if you do die, please make sure to pop a new re-raiser. If you die in the death wall, walk out of the death wall and then pop a new re-raiser. It's a good idea to have them on your hotbar to pop quickly. This fight does start with a raid wipe, but don't throw out too much mitigation, as there is a buff cap. This fight does start out with a raid wide, so get ready for a raid wide. Light mitigation, light mitigation. Next up is our first fourfold mercy. I'm gonna be telling you the safe spots where to dodge. Okay, we're starting. Back for 2, front for 2. Be at the back of the boss for 2 hits, and then the front of the boss for 2 hits. Be at the back of the boss for 2 hits, and then the front of the boss for 2. There's 1. And move across the front of the boss. Dodge the last slash, and look away from 4. Dodge ice again, and get away from 3. Dodge ice, and get away from 3. Once you've resolved that, get inside the boss's hitbox now. Get inside the boss's hitbox now. We are phasing. This is a hot wing. Get inside or under the boss's hitbox. Front and back are also safe. Get away from the front of the boss, which is facing north. Get away from the front of the boss and invul. I'm provoking. Stay away from the front of the boss. Stay away from the front. Raven, please move. Stay away from the front of the boss that is facing north. Stay away from the front of the boss that is facing north. Stay away from the north. Okay, please stay away from the north of the boss. Raven, please provoke back. Stack up for chains. Stack up for chains. Stack up for chains. Break the chains and get knocked back into a barrier. Be in front of a barrier. Be in front of a barrier once the chains break. Kuroro Arcadia is our new main tank. If you died, please pop a new re-raiser. We're getting out towards D. Get out towards 1. Get out towards 1. You're going to rotate towards A. Rotate towards A and get behind the barrier at 2. Get behind the barrier at 2. Behind the barrier at 2. Get back in there, deal some damage. Stack up towards the 2 marker. Stack up towards the 2 marker. If you died, walk out of the wall and pop a re-raiser. If you're gonna stay stacked up, there's gonna be line AoEs. Stay stacked up, there is going to be line AoEs. Stay stacked up. And get out of the line AoEs once they appear. Wait for them to appear. Wait. And get out of the orange now. Once you get out of the orange, you can move to sand. Be on the brown sand. Brown sand. Brick is unsafe. Brown sand. Brown sand. Boss is gonna jump back middle. I'll take over main tanking. Get to blue stone. Get to blue stone. Check for a marker above your head. Check for a marker. Markers away from the party. Markers away from the party. Next up, boss is gonna jump again. Get to brown sand. Markers away. Brown sand. Markers away. Brown sand. Markers away. Dodge the line AoEs. And get away from the inner cardinals of the boss. I'm facing it north. Are we phasing? No, raid wide. Get to the inner cardinals of the boss. Be diagonal of the boss. Don't be into its sides, front or back. Be diagonal from the boss. Melee is scary. Get back in there. Get towards the middle of the arena. Get to the middle of the arena now. There's gonna be more Ifrit dashes. We're getting out towards 1. Get out towards 1. Get out towards 1. Okay. Dodge towards 2 and then get back on the boss. Back for 2, front for 2. Back of the boss for 2 hits. Front of the boss for 2 hits. Back of the boss for 2 hits. And move to the front of the boss for 2 hits. Another seasons. Dodge ice and look away from 4. Then dodge ice again and move towards 4. Dodge ice again and move south. Stack up 4 chains. Stack up for chains. Wait for the icon to go away. Break your chains. Break your chains. And then get ready for a raid wide. At this time, please get away from the south of the arena. Get away from the south of the arena. We have a basic tank buster. Melee is still safe, but just don't be towards the south. Boss is jumping back middle. For a fourfold mercy with those iron splitter rings. You're gonna dodge iron splitter, dodge fourfold mercy, and then dodge iron splitter again. We are starting. This is a double movement. 3. Okay. This is a right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right. Starting on sand. Start on sand. Right for 2, right for 1, left for 2. And then back right on stone. Under the boss is safe. Under the boss is safe. We're gonna have one more at random. Followed by seasons. Get on stone. Get on stone. Blue stone is safe. Dodge ice and look away from 3. Dodge ice and get away from 4. Dodge lions after the ice. Dodge lions after ice. Go and get inside the boss's hitbox now. Get inside the boss's hitbox now and hold damage. There is a little raid white here. Healers, go ahead and check and see if you have limit break 3. We are holding damage until we get healer limit break 3. Get inside the boss's hitbox now. Sides are not safe. Sides are not safe. Boss is jumping back middle. For a knockback or hide, followed by a fourfold mercy on a clone. Clone is gonna appear at one of the cardinals. We're gonna get knocked back into the barrier at 1 or 2. Get knocked back into the barrier at 1. Get knocked back into 1. Get knocked back into 1, and we're doing back of the clone for 2, front of the clone for 2. Back of the clone for 2, front of the clone for 2. Get behind the clone, get behind the clone. It's facing to the inside, behind for 2, and then in front for 2. Stay stacked up for chains. Stay stacked up, healer LB3 if you have it. Break chains, healer LB3. Break chains, healer LB3. There is a raid wide. Boss is jumping back middle. This is gonna be a knockback or hide followed by ring. This is a knockback or hide followed by ring. Pre-position out towards the barricade if you're ranged. We're getting behind a barrier beyond stone, beyond stone, beyond stone, and then get behind a barrier. Stone and then behind a barrier. Get back in there and kill the boss. Very nice. I think we have 1 death. Please do not walk ahead, do not walk ahead, do not walk ahead, do not walk ahead. There are traps ahead. Please wait for Alrone to percept. Before you swap into an Arise tray, please make sure that you're standing on the body. If someone else is standing on the body, do not walk into the trap. It's fine, it happens. Please stand on the body before you swap into a tray. Make sure you dodge the traps. And do not touch the glowing pad. Do not touch the glowing pad. Alrone, do you want buffs? Do you want buffs? Okay, at this point, can I have the healer and a cure, and, or sorry, not healer, the cure forecaster and the, okay, perfect, you got them. There may be a countdown in the coming seconds. There may be a countdown in the coming seconds. This is not for Dahu. Do not perceive Dahu. Do not touch Dahu. This is not for Dahu. Get away from Dahu. Do not touch Dahu. Get away from Dahu. Do not touch Dahu. Get away from the Dahu. Very nice. At this time, please turn off your tank stand. Okay, very nice. Welcome to Dahu. Get out, and we can get in the arena and start the fight. Raven, feel free to pull at will. Welcome to Dahu. Please make sure you are using your lost actions. This boss is only called trash because it'll put you in the trash if you disrespect it. Make sure to dodge all orange in this encounter, including these. Get out of the orange puddles. There's going to be another set of orange puddles. Do not be under an orange puddle. Dahu's charging north. Don't be in front of it. Don't be in front of the Dahu. He's going to charge south as well. Get out of the way of the Dahu. He's charging south. Get towards the Dahu. And pull it back middle. Next up is going to be line AoEs with a spit flame. If you have a marker above your head with dots, please move out towards any ad. Find an ad and stand over an ad. Spit flame is going out. Check for a spit flame marker. Check for a spit flame marker. Take it out. Find an ad, kill an ad. Find an ad, kill an ad. Unfortunate. Dodge the line AoEs and the left-right shockwave. Dodge to the left. And then juke back into the right. Juke back into the right. Next up, you're gonna get knocked back into any safe spot. Stand in front of a safe spot. If you're a gamer, you can dodge this knockback, but I don't share industry secrets. Dodge the cone. Stand on Dahu's right shoulder. Stand on Dahu's right shoulder and follow the conals around. North is safe now. You can stay north and you're safe. After this is ads. Our main tank is gonna need to pop their mid and gather the ads under the boss. You can spin around under the boss once the ads start getting near you. Please make sure to give big heals to our main tank. Big heals to our main tank. Gather the ads under the boss. Everyone else can AoE these down. AoE down the ads. Big damage. We don't want our tank to die. Big AoE damage. And finish off the boss. Think about what gauge you might need for your job. You want to do as much damage to this next boss as possible. Dodge lines, dodge rocks, and get... Okay, perfect. At this time, please hold off on going ahead. Please go ahead and check and make sure you have a runner's plating foot gear. This is your last chance to go back to the Trinity Seeker Arena and grab it. If you did not grab your chest at Trinity Seeker, please go back and grab it, as after this you cannot go back. If you have it, please go ahead and drop down to the next fight. If you don't need a foot gear plate, you can also just go ahead, but... So we do have a failed duelist. At this time, I'm gonna ask Alrone to go ahead and leave the instance. If you haven't already. I believe that's already happened. Perfect. What party was that? Party B. Can I please have someone from party B, someone from party F drop party and yell for an invite? Preferably a tank. I know you have 2 tanks in F, if I remember correctly. Can one of them drop party and join? Or I guess anyone can.
Yeah, no, I got one of them dropped.
Okay, perfect. Please put in yell chat for an invite from party B. Whoever is party B's leader, please invite them.
I should put my haste gear on. That's probably a really good idea.
Yeah, now's a good time to go ahead and check and make sure you have haste gear on. You might have a Bojin earring, some augmented Bojin gear, or some augmented Law's Order gear. Go ahead and put that on. That is free damage.
I just went from 2.45 to 2.08. This is not going to be the same game.
Yeah. Okay, at this point, Okay, at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and set up our setup markers. Please get away from the bridge at this time. Please get up towards the arena. You can get close to the bosses, but please don't early pull. At this time, I need a healer on A through C, 1 through 3, and someone with Dispel on D. Do I have anyone who is willing to Dispel on D for me? I see Faulkner has it. I would like one more person, just for redundancy. Do I have one other person who can slot this spell for me? Oh, Luca, perfect. Oh, that's sad. So at this, I'm gonna go ahead and post some images in the AnyProg thread. At this time, please make sure you are clicked into the AnyProg thread. There's a link to it in DRS chat. You just need to have it at the start of the phase. I'll go over that in just a second. So this first image is for the reflectors. If you're on A through C, you're a reflector. You're going to be reflecting you're going to be reflecting 2 orbs. You're going to start on the A, B, or C orb, or the D, E, F, or F mark, if you're 1, 2, or 3. And you're going to reflect the first orb and then move to the second. If you'd like an overhead view of where all the orbs are, you can also look at the second image I've posted. Keep in mind that this may not exactly line up to where we have the markers placed for the fight, so don't expect it to be on the actual markers. Go to the orb that is assigned to you, A, B, C, or if you're on 1, 2, 3, D, E, and F, and reflect your orb. Does every reflector understand where you're reflecting? Does every healer understand? If you don't, please say so now. Do I have a C reflector, or did they move? I guess Lorianne, go ahead and take it if you're fine with that. Okay, if you are on the D marker, then you are our reflector. At the start of the fight, you are going to slot reflect. Or sorry, not reflect, you're going to slot dispel. You're going to slot dispel. Dispel is for the warrior in the first phase. The warrior is going to cast boost, and that will give it a buff that makes us die to the next raid wide. This boost needs to be dispelled ASAP. I will call when it's going to happen. Though please be ready to use dispel on it. There are 2 of you, so we should be fine. Did I have someone on the 1 marker? Could you please come back if you are on 1? Do I have someone who is on the 1 marker? If not, I'm gonna volunteer a healer. I need 1 healer on the 1 marker, please. Any 1 healer. Perfect. As a reminder, if you're standing on the 1, 2, 3, you're going to be reflecting the A, B, and C spots in the diagram. If you're on 1, 2, 3, you are reflecting the D, E, and F orbs on the diagram. Okay. At this time, I'm gonna go ahead and set up main tanks. I need a tank on 1 and a tank on 2. Additionally, I need a tank on A and B and a tank on C and D. Okay, so I'm gonna go and explain what this means. Do I have another tank who want to take one? Hana, if you want to take it, go ahead. Okay. So, if you are standing on the 1 and 2 marker, you are our main tanks for the fight. You two can decide whether one of you wants to do wall, one of you wants to do center, or whether one of you wants to do left, one of you wants to do right. Just figure it out amongst yourselves. I recommend one of you do middle, one of you do walls, but it's up to you. Past that, if you're on the A, B, C, or D marker, you are going to be taking the aura sphere. A and C are going to be our first reflectors. A will be the north aura sphere, and as will B, and C and D will be the south aura spheres. Your job is to grab aggro on the aura spheres, and then make sure you invuln when there is a marker above your head. It is of utmost importance that you get aggro and invuln. Yeah, we're getting the real PvP experience down here. It is of utmost importance that you get aggro on these spheres, as if you don't, it will just kill someone random. Are there any questions about the tank jobs? I see Raven will be taking the wall boss, Kuroro will be taking the center boss. At this time, please make sure you are checking the runs thread. That is where I'm posting any images related to this run. The runs that is linked in DRS chat. I'll reply to it I'll post it once again. Please make sure you are checking the runs thread that is linked to the recruitment post. I will link it once again. We have a DC, that's unfortunate. Are they a vet? Are they a vet or like a progger? It was there, I believe they're a vet then. So I'm gonna go ahead and do explanations.
Yeah, sorry, it was me. I'm reconnecting.
That's fine. As long as you're here for explanations, if you're new, that is perfectly fine. Okay, we're gonna do quick explanations of Queensguard, as there are a lot of mechanics that are pass-fail, and will just instantly kill you or give you a ruin stack. A lot of these mechanics also show up later. At this time, go ahead and wiggle around before I start explanation. Make sure you wiggle around and move your camera, move your character, so you don't get AFK kicked. So, we've done all the setup. First of all, healers, please make sure one of you has Steel Sync, one of you has Spellforge. If you're solo healing, you should have both. This is going to be applied to all of the players in your party. You are responsible for your own party. If you're wondering who needs what, there's a helpful infographic in the runs thread. All tanks, melee, and fizz ranged will need Spellforge, that is the purple one. All casters and healers will need Steel Sync, that is the yellow one. There's some jobs that deal mixed damage and will need both depending on the situation. That is a Paladin, Dark Knight, Ninja, Reaper, and Bard who will start in Spellforge but will also need Steel Sync. And a Red Mage who will start in Steel Sync but potentially need a Spellforge. During this phase, for all players, there are two big things. There are two big things that you need to worry about. The first is reversal of forces. This is the tether mechanic that I'm going to call out. I'm going to call to check if you have a tether. There will be a purple line connecting you to the boss. There may also be purple lines on the ground connecting two objects on the ground. You should count up the number of tethers, whether you're tethered or not, as well as the bombs are tethered or not. There's an easy moniker to keep track of this. You're going to check and see if it's double or nothing, you're going to go big. Double or nothing, go big. If there's only one tether, you're going small. I will also call for tethers to go to one, non-tethers to go to the other. An example callout will be tethers to large, rest to small. Tethers to large, rest to small. This will also happen during a lightning and wind mechanic. The wind is the swirly one, the lightning is the crackly purple one. Additionally, during this phase is the Sword and Shield Omen cast. This describes how we do certain mechanics around the night. For Shield Omen, the general idea is to get in towards the center of the arena. The knight will be kept at the center of the arena, so when it is a Shield Omen cast, you're going to get towards the middle of the arena and resolve the mechanic. If it is a Sword Omen cast, you're going to get away from the knight towards the outside of the arena and resolve the mechanic. During the bombs mechanic, this is a knockback or a big AoE from the center, and during the tethers mechanic, it will happen after, and it will be either be an in or out on the knight. You guys still with me? If so, perfect. Let's talk about the phase 2 stuff. Phase 2 is much more simple, has one real mechanic you need to take note of, and that is the show your hole mechanic, or the gap mechanic. In the Orbon Monastery, this is the mechanic that Mustadio uses, as well as the one that Gabriel uses in the Bozhan Southern Front and Zatnor. You're going to get a weakness. That means you will have markers on 3 sides of you and 1 side open. You will need to point that hole towards the side that damage is coming from. You can get a gap on the front, back, left, or right of your character. You'll need to point that gap towards the first source of damage and then the second. Typically this means to point your gap towards the gunner in the center of the arena that is doing a raid wide, and then point your gap towards a turret on the wall. Please make sure you are not between 2 turrets, as if you're between 2 turrets, there's a good chance that you just get intersected and die. Just like so. That is the only real mechanic that you need to know for Phase 2, the Gunner and Soldier. Once that happens, once Phase 1 and 2 are done, you'll get to Phase 3, which is the Coats of Arms, along with the Aura Spheres. Reflectors will be reflecting during this time, and the tanks in the north and south will be doing their Aura Spheres. Tanks on all markers, please make sure you save your invuln for your respective mechanics. Tanks on the 1 and 2 markers will need to save their invuln for the turrets that happen later in the fight. And the tanks on A, B, C, D will need to save their invulns for the markers above their heads at the end of the fight. If at any point during this fight you die, and you are assigned a key role that is a reflector on ABC 123, or you are a tank and you die, please say so in yell chat. I will read it. I will probably get flashbanged, but I will make sure you get resolved, or someone will cover for you. Are there any questions about what I've talked about up to this point? As a reminder, during the final phase, okay, yeah, I'll go back over the healer reflect spots. Can I have healers back on ABC 1, 2, and 3? As a reminder, if you're on 1, 2, 3, you're on the D and F spots on the diagram. I will post it once again. I'm going to repost the 2 images that you need for the fight, and not just explanation. Perfect. If you're on 1, 2, 3, you're on D and F, please say that you are the D, E, or F reflect, not that you were the 1, 2, 3 reflect. If you're on ABC, you are the ABC reflect. As a reminder for our tanks, the Knight is in the center, as is the Gunner. The Soldier and Warrior are on the wall. If you are a main tank, it's a good idea to save your gap closer. To be able to get back to your boss if you have to go away for an extended amount of time. If you are ready, please step across the purple line. If you have any questions, please ask them now. If you have any questions, please ask them now. We do have a Mimic battery if any melee DPS or range DPS want to mimic Josie Rizal. You can mimic them and get fauna power excellent. This is a big damage buff. You can then slot over your excellence with your other action. Okay, are there any other questions? Yeah, I mostly did that for a duelist, but it is unfortunately a duel fail. What the tool does, if you are new, is it gives if you are victorious in the one-on-one encounter against the Stigmalock Warrior, you will get a 2 times stat bonus. That means twice as much damage, twice as much health. In addition, you will get an extra chest after defeating Queen Guard. At this time, can I please ask that all tanks except for Hex 1 and Hex 2 turn off their stances? Only Hex 1 and Hex 2 need their stances on. Everyone else can turn it off. I believe that's everyone across the purple line. At this time, healers, please slot Steel Sting and Spell Forge. Please slot Steel Sting and Spell Forge, and start giving it out to your party members. We're gonna do a 30-second countdown. Feel free to walk up to the bosses. Please do not right-click on them and attack them and pull them early. Healers, please start giving out Steel Sting and Spell Forge. On pull, we're gonna pull these guys together, and there's gonna be a couple raid wides. Get ready to do openers, pop food, and pull them all together. Pull the bosses into a nice big cuddle pile and start doing big damage. There's gonna be a couple raid wides potentially. Get ready for raid wides with lightning. As soon as bosses hit 50%, hit 80% HP, they're gonna go away. There they go. Warrior to the wall, knight to the center. Warrior to the wall, knight to the center. Please pull the warrior to the wall and then knight to the center. Get ready for our first set of tethers. We are clicking off Spellforge, applying Steel Sting. Apply Steel Sting, click off Spellforge. Apply Steel Sting, click off Spellforge. My healer, I need Steel Sting, please. Here comes our first sword mechanic. We are going to be resolving this on the outside of the arena, so go ahead and pre-position out. Go and check for a tether. Check for a tether. Tethers will go to small, rest to large. Away from the center of the arena. Tethers to small, rest to large. Tethers to small, rest to large. On the outside of the arena. If you fall before your bomb does, please move where one just fell. If you fall before your bomb does, move where one just fell. After this arena, there is a boost from the warrior. Boost from the warrior. Please get ready to dispel the warrior now. Light raid wide coming out. Please heal and mit. More damage on the knight. These bosses need to die at the same time. More damage on the knight. Next up is our wind and lightning mechanic. You're gonna go and check for a tether. Check and see if you have a tether attached to you. Tethers will go to wind, everyone else to lightning. Tethers to wind, rest to lightning. Tethers to wind, rest to lightning. Once this goes off, we're gonna get away from the knight on the side with no french fries. Get away from the knight towards D, away towards D, away towards D. Following this is a boost mechanic on the warrior. Please dispel the warrior now. Dispel the warrior. Very nice. And get ready for a raid wide. After this, it's all gonna repeat. Light tank buster. More damage on the warrior, please. More damage on the warrior. Next up, we're gonna need to reapply steel or spell potentially. There is no change. Don't worry about steel or spell. At this time, healers can replace their steel or spell with reflect more on the knight. More damage on the knight, please. Go ahead and even out the damage between the two. Go and check and see if you have a tether in just a moment. Actually kill the bosses, no mechanics. Kill the bosses, no mechanics. Kill the bosses, no mechanics. Soldier to the wall, knight, gunner to the center. Soldier to the wall, gunner to the center. Soldier to the wall, gunner to the center. Healers can slot over their seal and spell with reflect. You can replace the spell as well. Now, I don't know what they're putting in the water, but it's turning the frogs into fire. We're gonna be moving between two of the frogs. Go to the 3 marker. The 3 marker is safe. 3 marker is safe. There is also melee uptime if you know how to find it. Check your gap mechanic. Point your gap towards the gunner in the center. Gap towards the gunner in the center. And then to a turret you're in line with. Point your gap towards a turret you're in line with. If you die, pop a new re-raiser. This is a tank buster followed by a raid wide. If you're a main role and you're dead, please say so in yell chat. Raid wide coming out. If you died, please pop a new re-raiser. If reflect is dead, can I have someone raise them, please? Please mark yourself with a sheet. Next up is sniper turrets. Tanks will need to pick up their sniper turrets and get ready to involve the sniper shot. All damage on the gun turrets, please. All damage on the gun turrets. Kill the gun turrets, main tanks pick them up. Main tanks can invul now. Main tanks invul now. Kill the gun turrets, this isn't a rage. There is also a raid wide that I always forget to call. Even damage. Keep damage even. Keep moving. Casting is not moving. Keep moving. There is no caster uptime. Keep moving. Keep moving. And you're good to go back to casting now. Next up is going to be our bouncing buddies. This is just like normal mode where the bouncing buddies jump twice. Okay, south 2 are unsafe. I'm gonna follow them. Don't you worry. North, south safe, and... B is safe. Everywhere towards B is safe. Everywhere towards B is safe. Point your gap to the gunner in the middle. Gap to the gunner in the middle. Then gap to a turret you're aligned with. And finish off the bosses. Finish off the bosses. There is a raid wide. No, this is in rage. Okay, slimes north, golems south. Slimes north, golems south. Ignore one, chain one. Turn on your stances. Reflectors, get ready. Go and pick up and kill your aura spheres. Pick up and kill your aura spheres. Get reflects ready. Tanks can invuln when there's a marker above their heads. Tanks invuln when there's a marker above their heads. Mist reflect. 3 mist reflects. Please make sure you are reflecting. Use damage actions, please. Respect coat of arms, don't get parried. Respect coat of arms, stop attacking. Get back in there. Next set of orbs are spawning. Please make sure to pick up your orbs and reflect. Next reflects are up. Tanks pick them up. Kill the aura spears. Make sure to reflect. See reflect is fine. Tanks can invuln when there's a marker above your heads. Focus on the wards, use damage actions. Focus on the wards, use damage actions. Heal LB3 if you have it. Very nice. We only have a couple deaths. Please go raise them. Please raise the dead body. There's a DC and E. They will come back dead. There is a DC and E. Please wait for them to come back if you're a healer. There we go. They're back. Just gonna wait for them to get up. Make sure you grab your chest. There is only one chest here. Grab your chest. There is only one chest. And go back to the next arena. Please make sure you're standing on the body, as Lorian says, if you're going to arise. If you see someone else arising, don't waste your play. Yo, the arising ritual worked very nice. Make sure you grab your chest and go to the Phantom Arena. Go ahead and go to the Phantom Arena. Can I please confirm that my banish has banish ready? You can just confirm in shout or yell. Perfect. So at this time, you're going to use any damage actions you have left. You might have 1 or 2 charges of your Font of Power or Font of Magic, some Cure 4s. Use all of that here. We're going to be replacing our actions at Trinity Avowed. If you disconnected and the fight ended, I believe you might not get a chest, yeah. Very unfortunate, but it happened. So, please make sure you reslot your actions. Once again, this is a trash encounter, but it's only called that because if you disrespect it, you'll get put in the trap. I don't do gambling here. Everyone please turn off your stances. Everyone make sure to turn off your stances. Unless you are Raven Kalani. Raven Kalani is our main tank for the rest of the night until Queen. Go ahead and make sure to eat raid food. Get across the purple line once you're ready. There's no explanations needed. Our banisher is going to banish on pre-pull. And yeah, our banisher is gonna banish on pre-pull. Please do not pull it to A or D. You know, what are we on ether? Just waiting on Kimmy, waiting on Holligan, waiting on Naimu, waiting on Lilith, waiting on, I think, Carter maybe. No, Carter's here. I think Lilith might be taking a break, that's fine. We're gonna do a 10-second countdown. Remember to use any lost actions you have left. Use whatever you have currently equipped, but don't equip new stuff except for the Banisher. The spell starts off with something, I don't really remember what, yeah, there's something that happens, this cast bar does something. And next up, we're either gonna go to A or D. We're going to D, go ahead and move to D. We're gonna be following the donut down the path. There are dots on the ground to remind you where is safe. Follow the dots on the ground, don't walk into the death wall. Follow the dots, don't walk into the death wall. Don't greed and kill yourself. Follow the dots on the ground. And stop, don't go into the death wall. Oh, we got one. Wait for one more pulse and move to 3. Move to 3 now. We're gonna be staying here for quite a while. We're gonna be staying here, and we're gonna count 3 pulses on the 4 marker. Once 3 pulses of the linear we go off on the 4 marker, we're gonna move over there. 1, 2, and go ahead and move to 4. Move to 4 now. 2 is also safe. Wait for 1, 2, 3 flashes and move to 3. Move to 3 now. So during this next ad phase, there's going to be white ghosts and red ghosts. You're going to be damaging the white ghost and healing the red ghost. Remember not to spend all your benedictions in one place. Healers can throw a couple glares at the red ghost, but personally I like to heal as a paladin and damage as well, because if you play both sides, you'll never lose. Damage the red, heal the white. If you're a healer, join the one on the DPS on the side of the DPS and throw glares. Don't use all your benedictions in one play. Once all the ghosts are dead, please make sure to interrupt the boss, as it would be the funniest phantom wipe ever. Go and interrupt the boss. And build your gauge. Build your gauge for Trinity Avowed. You want to have full Red Mage Warrior Reaper gauge going in. Very nice. Grab your chest and do not go ahead. Do not go ahead. Do not go ahead. Do not go ahead. There are traps ahead. I'm gonna get rid of the first set. No I won't actually. Go get him, Carter. Avoid the traps. Actually, don't walk ahead. Hold. Well, I guess I don't need to pop it now. Yeah, they proc, that's fine. Pop a new eraser. Please make sure to be aware of traps. They load last. Down this loading zone, there are more traps. Do not walk ahead until you see the traps loaded. There's a trap in the vegetable. Make sure to dodge the trap. Make sure you especially dodge the pink wiggly traps. The pink wiggly traps will turn us small, and we need that to continue the encounter later. Do not walk into traps. They are all bad and all necessary. So at this point, we're going to take a union-mandated 5-minute break. I need you guys to be back by 20 past the hour. If you're on East Coast, that is 9:20. Go ahead and wiggle around and get up and go use the bathroom, get water, whatever you need. Sorry, XX25. XX25. 25 past the hour, that is 9:25 East Coast. Yeah. Be back at 25 past the hour. If any tanks need Blood Rage Pop, take it from me real quick before it's gone. Yeah, no, fortunately your PC is right and I'm just dumb. This is unfortunately a common theme that you might be seeing, but well, if you have a mimic in your bag, you can mimic off of me now. I have a Blood Rage Swap right here for you. Fun fact for anyone still around, in the starter holsters, it's recommended to have stuff like Lost One of Magic to replace here at Trinity Avowed. But if you would like to save more space, have more room for re-raisers, and spend a little bit more gil, you can just pack a mimic instead and steal it off of someone else. Yeah, no, Sharebear literally bought up the market, so now they're like more expensive than Blood Rages to get. So
Hey, sorry, what the fuck?
fragments are like 10k, and it's such a bad drop rate. It's so expensive to get mimics now.
Man, I fucking hate y'all. I'm glad I have 300 Caprice in my inventory right now.
Yeah, I have like 150 cunning, like 150 caprice that I'm gonna send to my EU alt from JP. Very excited.
Imagine not having 300 cunnings on you at all times.
I used them all, Satch. Yeah. Go ahead.
I gotta
take
start
your turn.
chaining more.
I really need like a good TS run as Gunbreaker. I always fucking greed during the gaze and just die.
Die? Yeah. Not
Yeah.
welcome. I don't think I'm pretty sure all of my top parses on TS have a death in them. And it's like, oh cool, I have rank 3 on something, and it's like, it's still, I have a death.
Yeah,
Do you have? Do you play on mouse and keyboard?
I do, yeah. But it's just the snapshot that's like very wonky.
If you, for any gaze mechanic, is what I do. If you hold right and left click and then hold S, as long as it's not a gap closer, nothing will ever turn you around.
Well, I literally like walk away from the gaze and like I'll cast while doing that and I'll just get snapshotted. So
Yeah, game is... DRS is unforgiving on that one. Because I do the gaze thing too, and sometimes you just kind of get owned.
I'm just gonna start involving that, unironically.
So, fun fact, I've just started, when I'm not one of the tanks expected to like do something in QG, I just invuln bombs.
Yeah. I unironically could like just get rank 2 Gunbreaker with a like a decent Trinity Seeker.
Just when you think you mentioned the whole ice mechanic, it's like cast him, nope, I had chains go up. Like, that made moment.
Yeah.
Perfect timing to use it.
Got a couple more minutes that we're still on break. Don't worry about it. These are the Aura markers. Where are the Lullafell markers? There we go. These are the Lullafell ones. Those were the Aura ones, and these are the Rogadin markers.
I actually hate this. I'm
There is
begging
no-
you people to be normal.
There is no excellence batteries. No one volunteered to battery, so we don't have batteries.
Can I have the row markers again for a screenshot?
Yeah, I got you. These are the real markers that we're actually going to be using.
No, the row ones, the giant
Oh.
ones.
Yeah, these are the Rogadin ones.
They look normal on my end.
Yeah, because they are normal.
Oh, okay. I see.
But literally like a month and a half ago, I had like 10 queen kills. Now I have 42. So,
Welcome to the club. It's really fucked. I think like I'm almost at 50 now.
Yeah. If there was still like himbo reclears like every night, like there was that one
Holy
week, I'd easily be at 50.
Oh, Paul, I went on 12 fucking runs that week.
Oh yeah, same. So a lost excellence battery. There is a way to increase your damage for all fights that is known as a mimic chaining. I have a reclear in a couple days that really needs people to smile. That is there to teach you how to do this. Um, but the basic idea is that everyone brings a mimic instead of bringing backups of their fauna power, backups of their blood rage, anything like that, because mimic is 12 weight and can copy up to 50 weight in actions. What you do is you have people assigned as batteries for fight. That means they'll slot in an excellence, so they'll be in a lost one of magic or lost one of power alongside their excellence. And people can mimic off of them. Everyone will press their excellence slot into their normal actions, whether it's Cure 4, Dervish, or Honored Sacrifice, and then do big damage. I believe it's like a 300% gain to your damage.
It's a fucking lot because it multiplies with all your other buffs that you have, so it's a huge amount of damage that you're getting from using Lost Excellence.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and post this image that teaches you how to battery.
I love the how to battery.jpg.
Yeah, how to battery.jpg. Yeah, this is the basic idea. It's very simple. You just mimic the person that has the actions, you press excellence, you swap actions, and then you press your other two buttons. Very easy, very simple. Easy way to deal damage. It just costs a lot of gil. And it costs even more now thanks to Sharebear.
Fucking share. It's not that much.
Yeah, it's still not good. I mean, I can't say shit, but
Yeah, I don't want to hear it from you. Fucking, I'm still, I'm, I
wait,
have
there's
so
some
many
for
fucking cunning frags.
there's some for 15k on Midgard server right now. There's 3. Guys, I think I gotta leave the instance real quick. No, I'm kidding.
Sorry, did you say
Probably.
15k as if that's good? I'm gonna be sick.
15k for cunning is not that bad.
Oh, for cunning. Oh,
Yeah, that's pretty good. There's some
that's
for like
really good, yeah.
there's a good amount that are under 30k now. I might have to go shopping.
No, please, if you buy some, can I at least get some off of you?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I'll buy them and resell them with a like 1% markup. But yeah, okay. Union mandated break is long over. Sorry about that. We're gonna go through Trinity of Out explanations. Wiggle around and don't get AFK kicked. Wiggle around and don't be AFK kicked. Okay, welcome to Trinity of Out. At this point, main tanks, please slot your Lost Shell 2. Every party should have one main tank who has Lost Shell 2. Use it on your party if your tank didn't bring Lost Shell 2. Please stay behind the purple line to get your shell. If you don't need shell, that would be if you have like 10 fort race, you can feel free to click it off. But tanks, please make sure to apply it to everyone. Once everyone in your party has shell 2, they can step across the purple line. We do have a 1 DC I see. Hopefully they wiggled around before they DC'd. Because they're getting pretty close to the AFK timer if they left. If you still need shell 2, stay behind the purple line. Once you have it, please get across the purple line so it doesn't get given out. So yeah, once you have or if you don't need shell, please step across the purple line. Okay, I see everyone has shell. Perfect. Now at this point, main tanks should slot their ether shield. Main tanks should have 2 lost ether shield. You're gonna slot it now. Lost Ether Shield will be used for every raid wide. Every single raid wide you will use Lost Ether Shield on. I will call when to use it. I will call to Ether Shield and Mitigate for the raid wides. That means you're gonna press your Ether Shield, maybe pop a Reprisal, maybe pop a 1 minute cooldown if you're a healer. Don't go too hard on it, but you know, still make sure your party doesn't die. Once that raid wide goes off, you're gonna make sure your Cure for Caster heals you. Cure for Casters, your job is to heal. You have a party-wide benediction nearly, so please make sure you are healing every raid wide. You may need to use 2 of them per raid wide, as it does have a bleed effect. Okay, Trinity of Vowed. Ideally, actually, can I get healers? Can you please say how many arises you have in Yell chat? Can I get reports on how many, we have? I see 6 plates, 5, 5. Okay, we have a ton of arises, so what I'm gonna do, everyone get behind the purple line, please. Everyone please get behind the purple line. We're doing it again. Can I please have 2 other tanks who are veterans step across the purple line? 2 other tanks, please. 1 other tank, please. Ren, perfect. Please make sure you are someone who can do the mechanics perfectly. If you are going to die to mechanics, please step back behind the purple line. Please be someone who can do mechanics properly. Azrael, if you're a healer, please step behind the purple line. Can I get a caster, please, who can do mechanics? We want all healers to be behind the purple line. Zelly, do you think you can do every mechanic perfectly? If so, okay, do I have any casters who are willing to do mechanics with me? If not, it's okay. Can I get a healer who can do all the mechanics? Izumi, why don't you step across, if you're willing? Okay, perfect. Izumi, if you are Rin, Izumi, and Kuroto, please drop your parties. I will be inviting you in just a moment. Okay, everyone please behind the purple line. Izumi, you have a sucker stack, so you'll be able to heal. I have Ether Shield slotted, so I will AS. Yep, we're not spending actions. What I'm going to do is a practice pool. This is a pool where we're going to show off all the mechanics of Trinity of Vowed for you. I will be going over them as we do. There will be no callouts for people inside. It's mostly just me talking about what's happening. So please be behind the purple line. All my practicers step up to C. Step up to C with me once you're ready to go. Okay, we're gonna do a 15-second countdown. Please stay behind the purple line. Stay behind the purple line. We're not using any actions. I will Ether Shield for us, so just stay alive. Remember to wiggle while we're doing this. So at the start of this fight, all tanks are going to want to get to the front of the boss, as there is a shared tank buster. I usually pop like a reprisal plus my 25 second with it. You know, just a little bit of meh. And then after that is a raid wide. All tanks are going to Ether Shield and mitigate this, and then the healer is going to heal up afterwards. Once that's done, our weapon mechanics are going to start. She's going to do 3 weapon swaps. You're going to get in front of the boss for Stanek. Stanek, get in front. How she does the weapon swaps determines the order of mechanics. Everyone, once you see sword or bow, you can get to the opposite side far out. It's like here, casters could pre-position at C if they wanted. If it was bow first, then sword, you could pre-position at 2. Bow is behind, sword is in front, and staff is out. Melee can greet until the flash of light like that. Once that goes off, you can go back in. So staff phase. Staff is going to drop the meteors like in normal mode, and except they're going to take up the entire arena. For this first one, you're going to get your temperature and a force march, and you're going to be force march towards the one that resolves you. I generally tell healers to pop like a regen and maybe a light pit here. It's like I'll give wings to my party. You're gonna check, you're gonna find the meteor that resolves yourself and point your force march there. No sense in greeting and killing yourself. You're gonna get force march to your meteor. I had ice one, so I went to fire one. At the end of every phase, there's going to be a raid wide. So cover all tanks to Ether Shield and Mitigate. After this is going to be bow phase, so everyone can get south of 3 when you know bow is coming. Sorry, get in front of the boss. I missed Swift. Sword is going to be first. So once sword phase happens, the boss is gonna go untargetable. This is the big hard part for most new people. You're gonna need to find the safe spot, which I will call out, and then go cardinal of it. If the safe spot was 2, 4 would be instant death. The boss is gonna go away, so you're not gonna want to press any burst here. And the first safe spot is 4. I have fire 2, so I'm gonna go out towards the side that the ice one is swinging. The ice one is gonna cleave the 3 markers, so I go out from 4 towards 3. Now that I'm resolved, I can just go to the safe spot, which is on 2. I'm resolved, so I just stand on 2. Very nice, very simple. During that, 4 is instant death. And then the boss comes back with a raid wide. There's that raid wide. Tanks will Ether Shield mitigate. Healers maybe pop a cooldown. And then after this, you get south of the 3 marker for bow 1. At the start of bow 1, all tanks are going to get to the front once the AoE goes off. And you're going to need to pop cooldowns like at the start of the fight. Here, I'm going to pop my Sentinel and my 25 second. Also, all players get a Force March. This is going to be used to Force March away from the wall of fire that you see in normal mode. There's going to be a Pillar Fire at D or B, and you're going to get Force March towards the opposite. Here, I'm looking at D. There's no Pillar Fire, so I get Force March towards the D. I point my Force March towards it and get marched over there. Force Marches send you 2 squares. During arrow phase, you're going to get a temperature, and there's going to be a pipe game. There's going to be an arrow for every temperature, fire 2, fire 1, ice 1, ice 2, as well as an empty spot that you can treat as a nothing arrow. I'm going to find the arrow. Arrows take every turn. I'm going to go where it will end. I trace it down with my mouse. It's going to end up down here. So I get hit by the fire 1 arrow. You can trace it down. It takes every turn that is available to it, left or right. After this is a raid wide. When you know staff phase is coming up, it's a good idea to pull the boss towards the middle, because a lot of people use the boss's hitbox for meteor mechanic. So everyone can go and get out once you see the staff 2 start. Starting from the second phase onwards, you'll get both a temperature and a brand. Yeah, if you're outside, go and wiggle. So here I'm gonna get not only a temperature, but also a brand. Instead of having a force march, I'm gonna have to walk to my meteor and dodge a line AoEs. So I get my temperature and my brand. I want to end up opposite my brand. So because I have an ice 2 and a fire 1, I want to get hit by fire 1 so that I end up at fire 2, which is opposite of my ice 2 brand. I find in my fire 1, I walk to it, and I dodge line AoEs, which is on the outer corner is the safe spot. Outer corner is the safe spot. Once that happens, there's a raid wide, pull it back middle. And there is a raid wide. We know sword is coming up, so I'm gonna hold my burst here if I was bursting. Because the boss is about to disappear. Sword phase, get in front of the boss. Boss will disappear afterwards. One very important thing to note about staff phase before I forget is to not use reses during staff phase. During staff phase, if you res someone, they are guaranteed to die as they won't have a temperature and will just explode. Please make sure not to res during staff phase. During swords 2, I'm gonna get a temperature and a brand. I have ice 2 and a fire 1 brand, so I need to end up at ice 1. In order to do that, I'm gonna get hit by Fire 1. Safe spot is on 3. I'm gonna go out to the side because this is where Fire 1 is gonna hit. Now there's a chance someone like Knight might need to get hit twice. Knight is gonna need to get hit by Ice 2 twice, so he's gonna stand on 4. And then the second safe spot is 4, so he's gonna be south of 4. He gets hit twice, but not at the same time. You may need to get hit twice to resolve your mechanic and end up opposite your brand. Boss comes back. If you failed it, then you die. If not, then you're good to keep going. After this is bow phase, which is our final form. What your goal during brand mechanics is to get opposite of your brand by the end. So for example, if you have a Fire 1 brand and a Fire 1 temperature, then you need to get hit by Ice 2 to get down to Ice 1. You want to end up opposite of your brand, and there's a table that you can use to help this. We're going to dodge line AoBs to the sides here. And then we're going to press sprint and run towards B. Run towards B to be safe. It's a very good idea to press sprint there, as it will go away before the force march, and it will help you get there safely. So here you get a temperature, a brand, and a force march. So for example, I have Ice 2 and Fire 2. I need to get hit by nothing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to find the pipe game. Oh, I also get a forward force march. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find the spot that is empty that has no arrow. I find it, I'm going to trace it down. It's going to end up where the B marker is, so I'm going to get 2 squares away and point my force march towards the square. And once that happens, I will have resolved my temperature by getting hit by nothing. My brand resolves, and I am at even. After this is a raid wide followed by a tank buster. So tanks will Ether Shield and Mitt. I will ask all tanks to gather up towards the wall for the tank buster. You're gonna want to pop some cooldowns here. And that is the end of the encounter. That is every mechanic in Trinity of Vow. At this point, everyone can walk into the wall at the south of the arena. That is everything you will see from this encounter. Healers, go ahead and arise. Please stand on the body before swapping into an arise. With that demonstration, are there any questions about Trinity Avowed? If you were someone who died, I'm down to give you a re-raiser for your troubles. Just say so if you want one. I do in fact have a fancy ladder game infographic. Who wants the 80% before I send you back to your parties? Knight does? Perfect. Oh, Ren asked first. Oh well, rip. Pop your own re-raiser, SMH. Okay, I'm gonna disband the parties, get invited back. Please make sure you get back into your parties before continuing. Very good job to all of our practice pullers. Thank you all for your noble sacrifices. Once again, tanks, please make sure you have Font of Power slotted. Please make sure you have make sure you have Ether Shield slotted. Font of Power is also nice to have, but make sure you have Ether Shield slotted. At this time, if you need a reapplication of shells, stand behind the purple line. Otherwise, walk past once you are ready. If you have any questions, please ask them now. I showed you every mechanic, but you may still not understand things. This is the wall, and if you're new, there's a good chance that you might just die. Real quick, I'm gonna post some resources that may help you with Trinity of Vow. First up is an overhead view of the arrow mechanic. The brand could be 1 or 2, so I'm gonna go over a couple things real quick just in case. So, here's an overhead of the arrow mechanic. Keep in mind that the traces in the video do not actually exist in the real encounter, but it should show you how the arrows move. Fun fact about the arrows is that they always follow one of 2 patterns, inverted or normal. You can use this graphic in order to tell which is which, and I will call out inverted or normal pattern. Additionally, if you want an overhead view of sorts, there's this quick infographic which you can look at. Finally, if you want a little table that'll help you resolve your brands, here you go. It shows you every possible combination of temperature and brand, and what you need to hit by. One way that can help to think about it is to think of fire as a plus and ice as a minus. So for example, if you have a -1, you need to get hit by +1 to get to 0. Your end goal is always 0. Does anyone still have a shell? If so, please use it on people behind the purple line. As long as you have at least 10 minutes on shell, you have enough time. Get your reapplications of shell, step across the purple line. Are there any questions? If not, we're gonna set a pull time in just a moment. Now's a good time to go ahead and use your raid food. You should have baked eggplant, carrot pudding, something of the sort. Extra vitality and damage is important. Please remember to use your lost actions. Lost actions are very important. Give you big damage. You should have slotted new ones here. If you have 0 charges left on your lost actions, please slot new one. I'm gonna go ahead, jump on C once you're ready. Come jump on C once you are ready to fight Trinity Avowed. Waiting on Loath and Aurelia. Perfect. At this time, all stances off except for Raven Kalani. Raven Kalani is our main tank for today. And I will back them up. Tanks, please, please, please have Ether Shield slotted. Please make sure you have Ether Shield slotted if you are the main tank. Off tanks can hold off until their main tank dies if they want, but it's a good idea to still have it slotted. This fight does start out with a tank buster, so on pull, all tanks will go in front of the boss. Make sure to use your potions as well. This fight does have an enrage. All tanks get to the front of the boss now. Go and pop a light cooldown, pop some light in. And get ready for a raid wide. Ether shield and mitigate. Ether shield and mitigate now. Next up is gonna be our weapon swap. We're gonna start by getting behind the boss. Get behind the boss now. After this, casters can pre-position at 2. Range can pre-position at 2. We're getting in front of the boss now. Get in front of the boss. Get in front of the boss. After this, we're gonna get out. You can greet until the flash of light if you're melee. Get out at the flash of light. Which one? That one. Get out now. And get back in. Also starting in stop phase. You're gonna get your quick march. You're gonna get your temperature. You're gonna need a quick march towards the meteor that resolves your debuff. Get towards the center of the arena now. Stack up on 3. Check your quick march. Look for the meteor that is opposite your temperature. Get force march towards the meteor that resolves your temperature. Don't read a GCD. Your life is worth more than that. Get back in there. Get ready to Ether Shield and mitigate. Ether Shield and mitigate now. If you die to pop a re-raiser. Go in pre-position south of C. The boss is gonna move towards 3. Sorry. Pre-position south of 3. Get behind the boss now. Get behind the boss now. All tanks get to the front of the boss. All tanks in front of the boss. Everyone's gonna get a quick march. You're gonna need a quick march away from the wall of fire. This quick march sends you 2 squares. Pop submit, don't die to the tank buster, and get ready to force march away from the wall of fire. You're gonna want to get quick march towards B. Get quick march towards B. Point your quick march towards B. You go 2 squares. Healers, if you see someone in the wall, rescue them out if they pop. Healers, rescue firewalkers if they pop. You're gonna get your temperature. You're gonna play the pipe game. This is a normal pattern. This is a normal pattern. Go to the area that resolves your temperature. It takes every turn in the pipe. Okay. Point the boss towards the middle of the arena. Get ready to Ether Shield and mitigate. Ether Shield and mitigate now.
First safe spot is 4. Our first safe spot is 4. I don't know what happened to Opal's mic. First safe spot is 4. If you are on 2, you will die. First safe spot is on 4. Get hit to resolve your debuff. Second safe spot is 1. Our second safe spot is 1. Stand on 1 if you are resolved at 0. Otherwise, get hit by a slash to resolve. Safe spot is 1. If you are intercarded that, you're dead. Get back on the boss. Hit the boss. Aether Shield and mitigate. And we are getting out. Melee's out of the flash of light. Melee's out of the flash of light. Out now. Back in. Hit the boss. Everyone can stack up on 3. We're going to have to move ourselves where we need to go with our own feet. There is no quick march. You have your temperature, and now you have an elemental brand. Add those up. Find out what you need to go to resolve your debuff. Stack up on 3. At the same time, we will be dodging some clone lines. And walk yourself to the meteor that resolves your debuff. We are standing on inner corners. Inner corners are safe. Inner corners are safe. Aether Shield and mitigate in a moment. Do that now. Aether Shield and mitigate. And stack south of 3, we are going into bow phase again. Stack south of 3, we are going into bow phase. We're going to be going either into, what is it? We're going either to east-west of the boss on the green tiles, or we are going to the white tiles intercard. White tiles intercard. You ready to pop sprint? Run towards D after these go off. Run to D. You're gonna get your hot and cold, you're gonna get a elemental brand, and you are going to get a force march. Welcome to the shopping list. I hope you survive. Check to see what your elemental brand is. This can be 0 here. Pattern coming out. We have normal pattern. Force march yourself to get hit with what you need. Force march yourself to get hit with what you need. Aether Shield and Mitigate. Tanks, please face this towards the wall. Aether Shield and Mitigate. Tanks, please face this towards the wall. This is also a great time to heal your LB3 if you have it. Tank Buster, tanks, please press your mitigations. And now face the boss inward. Face the... Okay, everyone against the wall. Everyone against the wall, right near D. Right next to D. Right next to D on the not one. Right next to D on the not one. Boss is going to go untargetable in a moment. Hopefully we... Oh, yes, we're killing. There's like a million cast bars before the boss goes untargetable. Heal LB3 now if you have it. Heal LB3 now if you have it. And great job. Yeah, Opalt stopped talking, and I saw a lot of people get hit by the sword cleave, and I was like, oh, I'm worried. So I unmuted. Anyways, do not go... if you guys are new here, come back down south to the back of the arena. We're going to go back into that room with all of the those traps that we had. We're gonna be standing right around this this pink bacon man trap. If this is your first time. Alrighty, and get close to the trap. Get as close to the trap as you can, but don't pop it. Okay, and if you guys would like, Aluka, if you'd like to do the honors, you can walk into that trap for us. And welcome, you are now small. Try and get across as fast as you can. If you are a ninja or a dancer, you are a cheater. Smaller than Lalafels. It's actually funny that you mentioned this. So the height that you become when you get minied is actually relative to how you're, relative to what race you play. So Lalafels actually are bigger than everyone else while minied than everyone else is.
Okay, I am back. Sorry about that. My audio literally just completely died. I tried to swap headsets like mid sword phase, but
Oh,
it
also,
didn't
do not
work,
run
so-
ahead. Do not run ahead. Do not run ahead. There are traps ahead. I will be percepting those traps for us. I'm just coming down the stairs because I am very small. There are traps ahead. Do not go ahead. There's going to be an explosion on the bridge. Do not go ahead. There is an explosion on the bridge. Yeah, I heard you stop talking, and then everyone got hit by the sword cleave going into the sword 1, and I was like, where the fuck is Opal?
Yeah, no, so I tried to unplug and plug back in my mouse because it stopped working, and then everything stopped working. So
I love that.
I tried swapping headsets like a mid-sword phase, but it did not work. Yeah, make sure you grab your personal spoils. Thank you for waiting for me, Sarah. Yeah. I am sorry you're stuck with the bad mic once again. Go ahead, make sure you dodge all the traps. Please step away from the bridge for a moment while I blow up the explosion on the bridge.
I thought you were gonna mitt for it. Wait, how the fuck are you supposed to tank the... Oh, okay.
Yeah. Can I please get a tank on 1, 2, 3, and 4? I need a 1 tank on 1 through 4. Additionally, I need healers on B and D. B for Reflect, D for Dispel. If you have both, stand between them. If you equip a Dispel here, you will be keeping it until Queen, so if you equip Dispel, please make sure you do not get rid of it. Seems like we have enough people for both. So, bad news, I don't have an ether shield anymore. Good news, my co-tank does. So,
I got you.
okay, do any of the tanks not feel comfortable? Do any of the tanks want to solo tank? I should say. Do any tanks want to solo tank their minnow? I can solo tank, Knight can solo tank. If you died, please remember to use a free racer. Yoko can solo Faulkner. Do you want an off tank with you, or would you like to solo it? Okay, perfect. Can I please get another tank on 2? You'll be the trap sweeper. You need to have your invuln currently up. I'm gonna go ahead and mark in a circle. Perfect. So I'm gonna really quickly explain Stick for you guys. Stick is mostly about its ads phase. You see the boss in front of you? He is not the main part of the encounter. He sure can kill people, but he is not what is mostly gonna kill people. What will kill people is the ads phase. Once the boss hits about 80%, he's going to disappear and summon ads. The tanks marked with the 1, 2, 3, and 4 are going to need to turn on their stance, pull their minnow out towards their cardinal, and then start kiting it around. If you get autoed by your ad, you will get a ruin stack, so it is imperative that you stay ahead of your minnow. Everyone else, while you're going around, before the first cast of entrapment goes off, you should move about a quarter of the way around the arena. 1 will have moved to 2, 2 will have moved to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 1. If you're solo tanking, your job is to then pop your invuln and run from cardinal to cardinal. I just got DC'd. Okay, cool. Very, very good run here today. But yeah, if you are the tank starting at 1, you're going to run 90 degrees around to the 2 marker. You're gonna run about 90 degrees around, then entrapment will cast, you will pop your invuln, and then run to the south 3 marker. Are there any questions about what to do as a tank? If you are assigned an off tank, then you will not have to invuln and sweep these traps. Your off tank will do it for you. That off tank can also be there as backup in case you die to mechanics. Next up, I'm going to quickly explain what healers do. Healers, your job is to deal with the stuff in the inner ring. Everyone except the healers on BD and between DB and D will be on the outside ring, but healers who are on those markers will start on the inside ring. You will need to reflect or dispel the orbs. You'll pop reflect and stand under the fire orbs, the balls of fire, and if you're dispelling, you will dispel the balls of earth and then use an attack on them. Auto attacks are not good enough. You do need a full damage over time ability or a full GCD cast. OGCDs also work. Okay, I can answer any actual questions about tanks or healers at this time. If you have a question, ask it now. Brain is OT for Yoko, perfect. Yeah, I'll explain tank one more time. So your basic job, if you are a main tank that is on the 1, 2, 3, and 4 hex marks, you're going to pick up your ad, you're going to pull it out towards your cardinal. 1 is the north, 2 is the east, 3 is the south, 4 is the west. You're going to pull it out to that cardinal and then kite it around. It's imperative that you stay out of its melee range, as it will give you a ruin stack if it autos you. Pull it out towards the cardinal, and then once it's about all the way out, go ahead and start kiting it around. If you have the job of an off tank is to start at the cardinal 90 degrees from their main tank and stay there. For example, Vryn, you will be starting north, and Sarah, you'll be starting south. And you're going to stay there until entrapment casts. Once entrapment is cast, you're going to pop your invuln and sweep from cardinal to cardinal. North to east, east to south, south to west, or west to north. For example, Rin Kunishi, you would be inbuilding from the north marker to the east marker. If you're solo tanking, you will need to do the sweeping yourself. You should make sure to pop your tank invuln, or if you have 10 fort stacks, pop all your men. Are there any other questions about what tanks have to do? If you're main tank, you're just kiting the Minotaur, you're going to turn your stance on at the start of the phase. Off tanks, your job is to be as backup in case the main tank dies, and to sweep for traps. Okay, perfect. Healers, do you have any questions about what you're doing? I will take that as a no on healer questions. Go ahead and wiggle check, wiggle around. I know Fitzwilliam is very new, so I'm gonna give them a chance to ask any questions, but if you are not on one of the markers, you are in the murder ball. If you're on Golem's side, then you know then you are very familiar with this. What you're gonna do is you're gonna start in the south of the arena. Where's my minnow markers? Oh, right, they're here. You're going to start at the south of the arena, towards 3. You were going to wait there. You were going to hold your burst until the start of the ads phase. If you were not assigned a role, please hold your burst until the start of ads phase. You're gonna start on the south. You're gonna start on the south 3 marker at the start of ads phase. You're gonna start killing the minnows as they're brought to you. The south minnow should die first. That's the one I'm taking. You're just gonna burn your burst and kill the minnow. Then one from the east will be brought to you as they are rotating clockwise. You're going to stay south until the first cast of Fateful Words. Fateful Words is a cast that will give you a debuff, either a push out or a suck in. I'm gonna post an image of what those look like right now. You're either going to get sucked in or pushed out. If you have the one that looks like he's sucking down spaghetti noodles, you're going to need to stand on the outside ring and get pulled in towards the inside of the ring. If you have the knockback, you're going to want to stand towards the inside little notch and get pushed back into the outside. If you have a knockback and you are on the outside notch, you'll get pushed into the death wall. If you have a pull and you are on the inside notch, you'll get pulled into a death wall. Yeah, the only way to learn about it auditorially is to go on a Lego run. I'm sorry. There's just no other way. No, Surecast does not work on these knockbacks. That's not a Surecastable mechanic, you need to respect it. I will say to do your words, do your words, do your words, do your words. At that time, please make sure to resolve your debuffs, either getting pushed in, pushed out, or pulled in. There's also a cast called, there's also a cast that will require you to get in a notch. If you see these little notches on the ground, you're going to need to stand inside of one of them, as the main path is going to be a zip zap zoop death. Also, from this point on, you might notice that you are getting twice Cumruin stacks instead of thrice Cumruins. If you fail mechanics twice or get hit twice, you will die instead of 3 times. Please make sure you are resolving mechanics. Whether Stig goes well or not is the #1 indicator of how well a run is going to do. If we have enough resources to get through Stig, then we will easily clear Queen. Are there any questions about what DPS are doing? If they're not, please come jump on the 3 marker. Waiting on Trusty B, Corona Arcadia. Please let me know if you are ready. If you have any questions, ask them. So DPS are going to stay towards the south and kill. Once the first Fateful Words goes out, you can start moving away from the south. As after that mechanic, there is going to be a push or pull. Or sorry, after the mechanic, there is going to be AoEs under your feet that you will need to dodge. Once the first Fateful Words resolves, please make sure to get away from south and spread out. Make sure you have your debuff bar in a visible location. It will be right next to your duties as assigned and resurrection restricted debuffs. I see everyone is ready. Please make sure, I'm gonna do a 10-second count. I'm gonna do a 20-second countdown actually. Please make sure you are doing small openers. Do not use your lost actions, do not use your burst. You're holding that for ads phase. Hold your actions, hold your burst, we're saving it. Please make sure your stance is off unless you're Raven Kalani. Hold the boss, baby openers, baby openers. Stay away from the boss, there's a tank buster. A little bit of a tank buster. Locate your surecast or arm's length, pop your surecast or arm's length. Pop surecast, get in towards the boss. Melee can get towards the front to bait the wax. Don't get whacked. These conals will kill you. Don't get whacked. Next up is an approximately 1,000 ton swing. Get out, and away. If you can gap close, you are too close. If you can range attack, you're too close. Get out, and away. And get back in. Let's go ahead and kill the boss before there's rapid bolts. Okay, take rapid bolts out away from cardinals, out away from cardinals, out away from cardinals. Tanks get in position. Hex 1 through 4 stances on. Hex's stance on. Hex's stance on. Pull your minotaurs. Go ahead and burn your burst, kill the minnows. Burn your burst, kill the minnows. Burn your burst, kill the minnows. Start kiting the ads, and get ready for entrapment. Entrapment is out. Tanks get ready, be on a cardinal. Tanks go sweep. Tanks go sweep. Words are out. Do your words. 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 Words are out. Do your words. Words are out. Do your words. Words are out. Do your words. Get pushed or pulled. Words are out. Do your words. Spin your word check. Keep kiting. Make sure to reflect balls of fire. Dispel balls of earth. Get in a notch. Get in a notch. Any notch. Get in a notch. Any notch. Get in a notch. Any notch. Get away from south. Get away from south. There are puddles under your feet. Get away from south. Make sure to kill those ads. Next up, there are going to be words going out, but these will not resolve immediately. Your words are out, but they are not resolving. They are not resolving. Kill the ad. Get into a notch, get into a notch, any notch, get in a notch, any notch, get in a notch, any notch, and kill the ad. Respect the ball of fire. Stay away from the ball of fire. Okay, now start thinking about building gauge. Healers focus on a rising. There's a little bit of a raid white here. Healers focus on a rising. Focus on a rising and building your gauge. Take rapid bolts out. Take rapid bolts out, and away. No PvP for us today. Next up is an approximately 1,000 ton swing. Everyone get away from the boss. If you can gap close or range attack, you are too close. Get all the way out. And get back in. There's going to be 2 more sets of rapid bolts. Make sure to take these out, and away, and get out of the puddle they lead. Take these out, and away, and get out of the puddle they lead. 1 more set. Take them out. Everyone can stack up to bait the proximity AoE. Get away from the proximity, about half the arena away. Get out away from the proximity. Come back in and dodge wax. Come back in and dodge wax. Go ahead and build your gauge. Build your gauge. Build your gauge. Oops, I ripped off your radio. Sorry about that. My tank buster now. Yeah, we're going for walkies. We're going for walkies.
Stay away from the front of the boss, by the way.
Yeah, don't be in front of the boss. No, it's too late. Go ahead and kill the boss. Kill the boss. Very nice. Are there any more deaths, or are they all resolved? Once all deaths are resolved, grab your chest and go up towards Queen. Very nice job on stick. That is much less despair than it was last week. Last week's sick was bad. It was bad. But it happens. Stuff happened last week on Stig.
Like last week,
Okay.
any prog, or like last week, like the Saturday?
Last week AnyProg was bad. It was worse than the AnyProg almost.
Then the fresh one, God.
It was about that bad. Yeah, that's the trauma
God.
response. Don't worry. Okay, we are not using these markers as much as I would love to. One day. Watch your cutscene and then come up towards the front of the bridge. So at this time, tanks, please slot shell. Please slot and start giving out shell. If you need shell, please stand behind the purple line. Once you have shell, step across the purple line. Additionally, if you need a cast of lost re-raise, if you have run out of re-raisers, please stand on D. If you have no more re-raisers. Once you have shell, please step across the purple line.
If you don't have a re-raiser on.
Yeah, if you do not have a re-raiser on, please stand on D if you need one.
Oh, mine.
Wait to give them out, because I'm gonna see if newbies need them.
Ow. Well,
Unfortunate. I have 2 I can give out, so.
I already gave out mine that I had.
Yeah, if I need a re-raiser, then there's something seriously wrong, so. I will be giving mine out as well. If you are new and need a re-raiser, please stand on the D marker. Once you have shell, please step away from the bridge to make it easier to give to those who don't have it yet. If you see someone click off shell and they're behind the purple line, then don't give it back to them. They know what they're doing, probably, maybe, hopefully. Okay, I have 2 if anyone has the lost re-raise action, feel free to give it to people on the D waymark. I'll come stand over here too, if no one else. At this time, I need every tank to turn off their stands. All tanks can turn off their stands. I am the main tank for now. It's my turn. So Queen is a relatively heavy collar check, but past that, it's very easy for you. There are very few things that you need to keep track of. I will keep track of most of them for you. That said, I'm gonna go over a couple things that will make this easier for you to clear. First of all, I'm going to go over the chest mechanic. One of the main mechanics of this fight is called Super Chest. The boss is going to disappear, give you 2 debuffs, and show some fancy tiles. You're going to get 2 debuffs. They will be either a 2, 3, or a 4. You'll need to add them together. 2 plus 5 equals... 2 plus 3 equals 5, 3 plus 7 equals 7, etc, etc. I have one of Skull Kuro, but I also have Blood Rage, so... both is good. But yeah, the first of these is the debuffs. Please make sure to check your debuffs and add them together. During this mechanic, I'm gonna call where to stand. I'll say something like 6s to the corner, 7s to the right of them, 5s to D. Or I might say something like 5s to 3, 6s to the right of them, 7s to the right of them. Please make sure to follow the calls. Once that happens, there's going to be some movement from the guards, and once the first set of line AoEs go off and you see dots above your head, you're going to move a number of spaces equal to the dots. I'm going to tell you to go up a column. For example, I might say to walk up the 4 column. That means you're going to walk into and up the 4 column. You're going to walk until the dots above your head disappear. Please make sure you walk until the dots above your head disappear. If you get a big red spike above your head, that means you've gone too far and you need to walk back a space. Please make sure to walk until the dots disappear and before a big red spike kills you. Once that goes off and you've walked your full range of movement, after a bit you're going to get stunned in place. Once you can move again, you're gonna walk to the big, shiny, blue, glowing tile. Whether you were correct or not, whether you get a red spike or not. If you're outside of that square, there is a good chance that you just instantly die, you re-raise, and your re-raiser procs, and you die again. So please make sure to always end in the gold tile when I call for it. Past that, there are a couple of mechanics that, if you would like to try and read that yourself, by the way, there is a table in DRs Recruiting that shows all the potential spots for you to stand in. Aside from that, this is literally just a collar check. I will ask all tanks to have Ether Shield slotted if you have it. All tanks, please have Ether Shield. You will once again be Ether Shielding every single cast of Empyrean Iniquity. It's very important that everyone also turns on their raid food. Please make sure to eat or drink your raid food. You can also have potions on your hotbar. This fight does have a strict enrage timer, and if too many people die, we want to have that extra bit of damage to make up for it. One other thing to mention is to please have light curtains ready on your hotbar. Please have light curtains ready on your hotbar. I asked everyone to bring at least 2 light curtains if you have them. Please make sure to have them on your hotbar. What's gonna happen is there's gonna be a point in time where orbs spawn around the arena. These orbs are gonna do big AoEs around them. And if you have a light curtain, you will just reflect them and pop a bubble for you to stand under. If you did not bring light curtains or you have no more left, please make sure to stay away from them. Make sure to stay away from all orbs. If you do not have a light curtain, I will not call where is safe, I will call where orbs are. Just use your eyes, dodge the orbs, and then get in a bubble once it happens. Healers who slotted Dispel at Stig, do you still have Dispel? If you do, please come jump on me real quick. Perfect, you're going to be dispelling the boss once God Save the Queen happens. You're going to be dispelling the buffs that are applied to the boss. If these are not dispelled, I and the raid will likely die. Are there any questions over what I've gone over? Please make sure you have your stance off. If I die, I will have Raven take over as the main tank. You'll be my backup tank. I will call when to use the light curtain. It will be right as the gauge hits 100. There will be a duty gauge. I will call when to use it. It'll be right as it hits 100. There's also a little sound cue you will hear. At this time, it's also a good idea to go and focus target me, Opal Jade. Go and select me and focus target me. There may be some callouts where I cannot quite tell you where exactly to stand. As these markers are very good for calling some mechanics, very bad for others. If I cannot tell you where to stand, I may just say to follow the ignore 1 marker, or stand on top of me. If any other super vets want to mark themselves, if you're confident in solving mechanics, go ahead. But look for the ignore 1 mark, and I should be in all the safe spots. If there are any questions over what I've gone over, ask them. Otherwise, come jump on the ignore 1 marker. If we clear this, you all get your doggos and get to go home.
What do you mean? I'm already home.
Well, you get to go back home again, because you're actually trapped in a mind palace of your own creation.
Oh, fuck.
Once again, tanks, please make sure you have Ether Shield slotted. If you had Dispel, please make sure you have Dispel slotted. Get ready to do big openers. I'm gonna give us a 30-second countdown. Eat your raid food, have your potions ready. Eat raid food, have potions ready, be ready to do big openers. If you don't get your dog, then you either already cleared, or you need to contact ScreenX support. I can't help you with that. This fight starts with a heavy raid wide, so be ready to heal us up and Ether Shield and mitigate. Okay. Big openers. Tanks get ready to Ether Shield and mitigate. Ether Shield and mitigate now. And let's get ready for Murder Chest, also known as Chest 1. I might say some stuff, but don't worry, I'm not calling safe spots. 2 safe, 2 unsafe, 5 unsafe. Hoping for north. Hoping for south. Go towards the north, go to the wall in the north, middle column. Middle column against the wall, middle column against the wall. Middle column against the wall, back tile is unsafe. Next up, you can go ahead and stay there. You can get back into melee range on the A waymark. Get ready for the first tank buster. I have a lost fun of skill issue, so I can take all the busters myself. Hey, boss is disappearing in just a moment. If you have more burst, hold on to it. Ether shield mitigate, ether shield mitigate, ether shield mitigate. Now it's time for super chest 2. Boss is disappearing, you're gonna get your debuffs. You're gonna want to reorient your camera in just a second so the glowing tile is your new north. Turn your camera towards south, turn your camera towards south. Wall unsafe, back safe. 5s to 1, 6s to the right of them, 7s to the right of them. 5s to 1, 6s to the right of them, 7s to the right of them. 5s to 1, 5s to 1, 6s to the right of them, 7s to the right of them. We're gonna go up the B column. Be ready to go up the B column. Move up the B column until your dots disappear. If you have a spike above your head, move back. Move into and up the B column, move back if you have a spike. Whether you are correct in your counting or not, move into the gold tile. Move into the glowing light glow tile now. If you die, remember to pop a re-raiser after this. Boss is coming back with God Save the Queen, one of the hardest hitting raid fights in the instance. Get ready to Ether Shield and mitigate. Ether Shield mitigate everything you have. Ether Shield mitigate everything you have. Heavy raid wide. Have your light curtains ready, have your light curtains ready. Look at the sovereignty gauge and you're gonna pop your light curtains once it hits 100. There's a little sound cue when it happens. Get ready and light curtains now. Light curtains now, stand under an orb. Orb is on B, stand under an orb at B. Stand under a bubble, make sure to dispel. Very good dispel. Next up is our first set of Queen's Guard mechanics repeating. It's gonna be Warrior and Gunner. You're gonna need to do the tether mechanic with the gap mechanic. Check for a tether, check for a tether now. Tethers are gonna go to wind, rest are gonna go to purple. Tethers are gonna go to wind, rest to go to purple. Hold off a second. We are heading towards B. Head towards B. Tethers to wind, rest to purple. Tethers to wind, rest to purple. Point your gap towards the gunner in the northwest. Gap towards the gunner in the northwest. Then to a turret you're aligned with. Second tank buster. Boss is disappearing in just a moment. Hold your 2 minutes, hold your 2 minutes, hold your 2 minutes, hold your long cooldowns. She's gonna go away. Don't use any 2 minutes or long cooldown. We're gonna go bowling. We're gonna be getting knocked back from the center towards the safe spot. Boss is going away. We're gonna be getting knocked towards C. Get knocked towards C. Don't stand under the orb. Stand towards C. Stand towards but not on C. Next up, our safety boys are on D and C. We're gonna head towards D. D is safe. The clone towards D is safe. Anywhere towards 4 is safe. Boss is coming back with a raid wide. Get ready to Ether Shield and mitigate. Ether Shield and mitigate now. If you died, remember to pop a new re-raiser. Next up is chest 2. If you haven't used your burst, hold it. If you haven't used your burst, hold it. If you have any burst left, hold it. Point your camera towards the north. Back is safe, wall is safe. 6 is to the corner, 7's to the right of them, 5's to D. 6 to the corner, 7's to 3, 5's to D. 5's to D, 6 to the corner, 7's to 3. 7's to 3, 5's to D, 6's to the corner. Move into and up the 4 column. Move until the dots above your head disappear. Into and up the 4 column until your dots disappear. If you have a spike, move back. Move into the gold tile whether you were correct or not. Move into the gold tile no matter what. Healers, go ahead and check and see if you have LB3. If you have it, then as soon as the boss comes back, you're going to LB3 and res your dead. Healers, if you have LB3, res. If not, hold on until you have it. I've got the tank buster, don't you worry. Healer LB3. If both your healers are dead, please mark them so they can LB3. We're getting into our final sets of mechanics. Go ahead and stack up on A, stack up on A, stack up on A. We're gonna be staying under the night, away from the fries. Stay under the night, away from the fries. Stay under the night, towards B under the night, towards B under the night. Then dodge normal mode bouncing bullet turrets. You can stay south of A. Light curtains ready. Light curtains ready, pop your light curtains and stand under an orb. Pop your light curtains under the orb at B. Or A, sorry, not B. Dispel and get under a bubble. Get under a bubble. If you stop heal LB3, use it. Ether shield mitigate. Ether shield mitigate. Burn the boss down. We can kill it before the next mechanic. Burn the boss down and kill it. There are no mechanics in boss Sing Say. Kill the boss. Congratulations on your clears. I see 5 new clears in my party. Congrats to all of you. Please do not leave the instance. We have people who need to be arisen and people who can arise. Please do not leave the instance. Go ahead and focus on arising people who are dead. 17 new clears. Let's go. Go ahead, tanks, feel free to use your sacrifice to get people off the ground. If you get a doom, go ahead and grab your chest and feel free to leave the instance, or just hope you proc.